only go at a slow and a steady pace. Page number 2.30, problem number 7. ABC Limited gives you the following information. You are required to prepare cash flow statement by using indirect method as per AS3 for the year ended 31st March 2011. Plant and machinery, depreciation, current assets, trade receivables, less provision. First time you see provision for bad debts in the problem. Cash, marketable securities. Marketable means short-term securities. Inventories, prepaid expenses. Capital, retained earnings. What do you mean by retained earnings? Reserves and surplus. Debentures, current liabilities, trade payables, bank loan, liability for expenses, dividend payable. Additional information. Net profit for the year ended 31st March 2011 after charging depreciation 1,80,000 is 22,40,000. So you are given net profit after charging depreciation. Add back depreciation. Next. Trade receivables of rupees 2,30,000 were determined to be worthless and were written off against the provision for doubtful debts account during the year. I will show you how to deal with such information. ABC Limited declared a dividend of rupees 12 lakh for the year 2010-11. Prepare cash flow statement. Small problem. Let us start quick. My format is ready. There's no cheating sometimes. What do you see? What? Logo. आज एथिक्स का एग्जाम है. Great people learning ethics. Ready everyone? See you so much time you are taking. I like that quote of Swami Vivekananda which is given on ethics. Whether men understand it or not, they are compelled by a force behind to become unselfish. He says this is the summary of all ethics taught by any religion, taught by any prophet or taught in any language. Unselfishness is nothing but ethics. That is what are the views of Swami Vivekananda. Thou, not I. That is what he says. Thou means you, not me. When I say I am talking about selfishness. But when I say you, I am not talking about selfishness.
एक दिन में कितना दिन
Ready everyone? Let us start. Net profit for the year ended 31st March 2011 after charging depreciation of 1,80,000 is 22,40,000. So we'll assume it was net profit before tax. 22,40,000. Depreciation will add 1,80,000. Sir, where is tax provision? The problem, there is no tax provision at all. So net profit after tax, net profit before tax are assumed to be one and the same. Please write down below the cash flow statement assumption 1, net profit after tax and net profit before tax. Net profit after tax and net profit before tax are assumed to be one and the same. Net profit after tax and net profit before tax are assumed to be one and the same. Net profit after tax and net profit before tax are assumed to be one and the same. Because of absence of tax provision. Because of absence of tax provision. Are you able to understand? So NPBT is 2240. Depreciation we know we have to add. Now let us go by our regular approach. See, you should stick to one approach because if you are good with that approach, no, a problem comes in that approach, you can finish off the problem quickly. Okay, you should not have add-on approach, fill up operating advice, then fill up investment activities, then fill up finance. You will be reading the same problem thrice. Okay. Capital 50-50, 0, no balance, no difference. Retained earnings 3690 and 2650, find the difference on your calculator. 3690 minus 2650, 10,40,000. I am not able to explain the difference. Wait. If you see point number 3, ABC Limited declared a dividend of 12 lakh for the year 2010-11. So how is this information related? Net profit after tax 2240, dividend 12, surplus taken to the balance sheet 10,40,000. Press on button on your calculator. Net profit after tax was 22,40,000 minus dividends 12 lakh. How much is left? 10,40,000. Add it 2650. Opening balance in retained earnings. Did you get 3690?
Yes, sir.
Now should I add proposed dividend here? Will I add proposed dividend here? Proposed dividend is used to calculate net profit before tax. You already have net profit before tax here. Is it clear? We are not going to worry about it. We have to show only dividends paid. Okay. We'll come to it whenever the time comes, not now. Continue. Debentures. Last year nil, now 9 lakh. Issue of debentures. Proceeds from issue of debentures. How much?
9 lakh.
9 lakh inflow. Next, current liabilities, trade payables. Last year 8 lakh 80,000, now 8 lakh 20,000. Trade payables have reduced. Decrease in current liabilities is, what is it? Decrease in trade payables? Decrease in trade payables. Outflow, how much?
60,000.
Bank loan. Sharat, you should tell me what it is. Bank loan. Last year 1,50,000, now 3 lakh. Last year 1,50,000 bank loan. Current year 3 lakh. What do you understand out of that? Financing equity. What? Inflow. So we have taken some loan from the bank during the year. Bank loan. 1,50,000 inflow. Liability for expenses. Liability for expenses is a current liability. 330 and 270 has reduced. Decrease in liability for expenses. How much? 60,000 outflow. Dividends payable. Last year it was 150. Current year it is 3 lakh. Please prepare dividend payable account. Brought down. Last year was how much?
1,50,000.
Current year? Please tell me how much was declared during the current year? 12 lakh was declared. P&L appropriation account debtor to dividend payable. By P&L appropriation. 12 lakh was declared. Already we have to pay this much at the beginning of the year. Further declared. This was remaining unpaid at the end of the year. So how much was paid? Bank.
10 lakh.
Did you understand? Opening payable, current year proposal, closing balance. So how much was paid? 10,50,000. Dividend paid. Outflow. But bank loan is a component of debt. It's a debt. And debt goes into capital structure composition. Next. It will be the same effect, but where you are going to show it is important. Somewhere you can fix it in the capital tally boss. Under current liabilities, but what we are saying is when we are talking about capital structure, mixture of equity and debt, we include loans, bank loans also. Next, dividend payable also we have finished. Now come to the asset side. Plant and machinery. Cost price at the beginning of the year 2730. Cost price at the end of the year 40,70,000. There is no disposal, there is no purchases during the year. Is there any purchase during the year? There were no disposals. Last year it was 2730. Current year it is 40,70,000. How come cost has increased? How much purchases? 13,40,000. You have to compare cost, not depreciation. They are two different accounts, boss. Purchase of 13 lakh. Outflow. Depreciation 6,10,000, 7,90,000, 1,80,000 is depreciation. It is already told to us. Point number 1, definitely during the year was 1,80,000. So if I add 1,80 to 16, I am getting 790. So the account is getting reconciled and I have shown depreciation where it has to be shown. Next, trade receivables of rupees 2,30,000 were determined to be worthless and were written off against the provision for doubtful debts account during the year. Trade receivables of rupees 2,30,000 were determined to be worthless and were written off against the provision for doubtful debts account during the year. So now we are dealing with trade receivables. What you do is, please open debtors account and provision for bad debts account. Debtors account and provision for bad debts account. Tell me, what was the opening balance? Closing balance? Provision opening balance? During the year, there were some bad debts written off. How much was bad debts written off? 2,30,000, which was debited to provision for bad debts. Now tell me, what is the entry you pass when debtors become bad? Bad debts account, debtor to debtors account. Debtors account we are going to write by bad debts. How much amount? 2,30,000. Bad debts is debited to which account? Provision for bad debts account. Two bad debts. We are passing two entries here. Bad debts account, debtor to debtors. Then bad debts account is closed by debiting to provision for bad debts account. We have passed two entries. Bad debts account, debtor to debtors. Provision for bad debts account, debtor to bad debts. Look at the board, everyone. So balance will be P&L account. Provision for bad debts provided during the year. What is the entry we write when you provide for bad debts? P&L account, debtor to provision for bad debts. So how much amount? 2,70,000 balancing figure. This is debited to P&L account. Please tell me, is it a cash item? Provision for bad debts. It is not a cash item, hence we have to add it back. It is like an asset written off. It is just profit set aside. Doesn't involve outflow of cash. So why should I add? I am not able to understand. I will suppose tell you that Badal earned a cash profit of 10 lakhs from his business. He earned a cash profit of 10 lakhs from his business. But the accountant said, sir, you got a profit of only 7,30,000. Badal got 10 lakhs cash from his business. That is, by selling goods, purchasing goods, paying off expenses, he was left with 10 lakhs cash in his business. He knows that this 10 lakh is generated because of business only. But accountant says, sir, you got a profit of only 7,30,000. Father will be laughing. Accountant is a fool. I have 10 lakh. He is saying only 7,30,000. How will you reconcile? Now Badal sees the P&L account. He sees provision for bad debts, 2,70,000. Father will laugh more inside himself. He will say, accountant doesn't understand, this is not a cash outflow. He is saying 730, but I have how much in my pocket? 10 lakhs. So if I want to show cash flows from operations, I have to show 10 lakh. I cannot say 7,30,000 is the cash generated from operations. So I will say 730, very good, accountant is very good in calculating the profit, but add back provision for bad debt 2,70,000. That will tell us how much cash is there in the pockets of Mr. Badal. Okay, that is why we are adding it there. Clear everyone? Now debtors, not sales, assume buying. Please put star marks to these two working notes. Don't ask me questions, remember this. 5 stars will put. This will assume bank, the difference. How much amount? Inflow. Debtors, outflow 6,70,000. Don't ask me question. See, when you are showing net profit before tax here, you are already considering sales as a cash flow. But when we are finding out the adjustments in debtors, we are eliminating out of sales how much was collected or how much was not collected. When you are calculating net profit before tax here, you take into consideration sales. There we are considering sales as an inflow. But now we are saying because there is increase in debtors, that means all the sales have not been realized. We are showing the part of sales which is not collected as an outflow. First we say entire sales is collected, then we say a part of the sales is not collected. So we actually get the amount of sales which has been collected in cash. That is the logic. When you calculate net profit before tax, we take total sales into consideration. We are assuming it as an inflow. Boss, this is cash flow statement. You are showing it as an inflow here. You are showing it as an inflow here. Is it not an inflow? Without brackets you are writing in the cash flow statement. How did you arrive at that number? Sales minus some item. Sales was considered as an inflow. Total sales was considered as an inflow. Now we are saying at the end of the year when we are comparing closing debtors with opening debtors, we find that debtors have increased. If debtors have increased, that means the entire sales has not been collected. Hence we are showing the increase in debtors as an outflow.
So that we have write sales account.
पूरा sales to cash sales समझ लिया. Now debtors are increasing. That means you have given cash as loan to them. Entire sales you have assumed as cash sales. So again sales is not going to come into picture to debtors. That means you have given cash to debtors. You assume this as cash outflow 6,70,000. Even if you are not able to understand, but defy. Only two rules: understand or verify. One more easy way: ignore bad debts. One more easy way: ignore bad debts. Don't read that adjustment where it says some amount was written off as bad debts. Become blind to that adjustment and complete the problem. The institute itself says you can ignore bad debts and solve the problem. If you ignore bad debts, only the difference in provision will be shown in the profit and loss account. Difference in debtors will be shown in the working capital changes. We completely ignore bad debts. Sir, what will happen then? Listen to me. If you ignore bad debts, 150, 190. You have to ignore bad debts. We have to assume there are no bad debts. 150, 90. 40,000 will be added here. Only 40,000 will be added here. If bad debts is not there, then difference, increase in debtors. How much is the increase in debtors now? 2830 minus 2390, 440. You will show 440 as outflow. If you want to show alternative treatment will be provision 40 and here 440. Is there a difference? There will be no difference. Inflow is eliminated to the extent of 2,30,000. Outflow is also eliminated to the extent of 2,30,000. Cash flow statement will still tally. Alternative treatment is ignore bad debts and complete the cash flow statement. Whichever you feel is easy, you follow that. I know you will say ignore bad debts, sir. This is the EG generation. No, and definitely classify you people as EG generation only. Because when we were there, when we were of your age, we were like fighters. We wanted to struggle. But you people want everything in the plate, mixed, ready to eat, ready to digest. If somebody is ready to digest and give you the energy, you are ready to take that also. Next. Cash balance, opening 1520, closing 1820. Okay, add it again. Right.
27 lakhs.
1520 plus how much?
11 lakhs 80,000.
So how much it will be?
27 lakhs.
Closing cash 1820 plus
15 lakhs.
3320. So marketable securities, I am assuming they are very short-term marketable securities to be disposed within a period of 3 months, highly liquid, no volatility in the value of these securities. Okay. Inventories. Inventories has decreased. Inflow. Decrease in inventory. Inflow. How much is it? 90,000. Decrease in inventory. Prepaid expenses increase. Outflow. How much? Complete the problem. So we'll have a small break and then we'll continue.